Sparklight Channel 1056. Suddenlink Cable Channel 2.
Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. We're going to sit down and find out what kind of flu strain we're expecting this time of year, every year. Stephen Everett, epidemiologist for Yavapai County Health Department in studio, and Sally McCoy, public health supervisor. Welcome back to studio. It's the time of the year again, isn't it?
That it is.
Yeah.
That it is.
I don't think we had you in before West Nile, did we, this year?
No. West Nile's been really quiet in Yavapai County.
Can we start with that? How did we do?
I don't even think we had any positive mosquitoes caught. We set traps out every year throughout the Verde, and we catch mosquitoes, but they all came back negative for West Nile.
I noticed that we didn't have any in Yavapai County because I don't recall ever doing a story about that. But Coconino County did, which I thought was kind of unusual because they usually don't because it's just a cooler climate up there.
Right.
But maybe the lack of monsoon rain and puddles and pools and things like that just, didn't
Quite
allow
possibly.
Didn't allow them to do their thing, and no bad ones came out.
Yeah, I mean, the change is very subtle. I mean, Prescott, we've only had one pool of mosquitoes ever caught with West Nile, and that was back in 05, 06. Never had any since.
Oh.
All the cases tend to be over here in Verde
no,
Valley.
I know the Camp Verde, and the Camp Verde's got an area, and then the Tuzagut Marsh has got a little bit, Tavasi Marsh has got a little bit up by Dead Horse Ranch State Park. But other than, it was quiet for the West Nile virus. Flu season has kicked in. Coconino County mentioned last week that they've had a confirmed case of the flu. And then, Sally, you were saying before the show that in statewide, how many cases have we seen so far?
27 for the first week of the season.
Okay, and then Stephen, you made a point to mention that those are the people that actually went in and got diagnosed with that.
Yes. Yeah. So not everyone goes to the doctor when they get the flu. So we only get the ones that go into the doctor sends it to a lab. If they do a rapid test in the office, we don't get notified of that.
Okay.
So we only get a small subset of all the people who get the flu.
Let's recap last year's flu season. How did it go?
In Yavapai, it was a very strange year. Flu season tends to go in two waves. There's a large wave that kicks in about December, January. It dips, and then there's a smaller wave. We totally missed the big wave.
Oh.
So everyone else is reporting these high numbers on our influenza calls. I'm like, we only have like 3 cases. And no way to really explain what happened. Just luck.
We're better at covering our mouths and stuff, maybe, right? We're better at what was it in the elbow,
Yeah,
right?
you cough in the elbow.
And sneeze into your elbow pit, I guess is what
Yeah, you don't want to cough in your hands because then you go and touch everything.
Right, yeah, you touch everything, you're shaking hands, and next thing you know, it's just everywhere.
Yes.
Just everywhere. All right, so last year, not so bad. Did they kind of get the vaccine for last year's flu pretty well lined up, or was it off
It was
a little bit?
little off.
Uh-huh.
Not as bad as the year before, but it was fairly effective.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about this year. Now, we've been studying the Southern Hemisphere. They've been in winter. They are the people we watch to see what kind of flu they get. And so what were they coming down with?
Do you want you probably know the vaccine better than I do.
So influenza A was the predominant strains. This year they've updated the H1N1 to be more in line with what we were seeing in the Southern Hemisphere, and then the H3 strain they updated as well. Because we had kind of a late onset of the H3 flu at the end of the season.
What is an H3 flu?
It's kind of how there's proteins on the flu virus, and the pattern of proteins determines what the H and the N stand for. It's hemagglutinin and neuraminidase, if I remember.
Back to school.
Yeah.
Back to.
It's hard to remember because I'm so used to referring them just to H and N. And then there's like a flu A virus and a flu B virus. So the flu A's, it tends to be the ones that cause pandemics. And flu B, not as severe, but it tends to kick in later on in the season. So after the 2 big humps, then the flu bees last throughout to the end of the flu season.
What are the 2 big humps?
The 2 big humps, when we have flu season, there'll be a big wave where a lot of people get sick, and it'll peak January, February, drop down about to about maybe a few cases, then a smaller peak will come in afterwards. So about an 8-week difference between the 2 peaks.
Okay, all right. So the big one comes first usually, though.
Yes.
That's where it's just spreading like wildfire. Everybody's touching everything and everybody.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So now you said H1N1. Is there always an H1N1? That's the swine flu.
Correct.
Okay, so is there always an H1N1 with every flu season?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Forever and ever?
Since 2009, it's been in every.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the
vaccine.
swine flu has the H1, but H1 has been, from what I understand, the H1 was actually first came into being during the Spanish flu in 1918, where millions have died, and it's been the major strain since then.
Okay.
But then the H3N2, there's all different types of flu, and different flus can affect different animals. There's dog flu, there's swine flu, which of course humans can get. There's whale flu.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Whales get the flu?
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, because the influenza virus is generally found in birds, and it's a gastrointestinal illness for them. And so, of course, the birds poop all over the place, gets into other things, and then the virus just causes respiratory symptoms in humans.
All right, pleasant.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, how is it a bad flu strain? Were people down south having a hard time with it this year? Or was it a pretty easy one to kind of combat? Was it like 2-3 days in bed, a day in bed? We know.
Yeah. From what I heard, the beginning of the season was fairly severe compared to what it usually is, but later reports, it was just became a regular season.
Okay. All right. So that's what we've got in store for us today. This year, anyways. Okay. We should take our first break. Let's take our first break. We'll come back and find out about flu shots and how to keep from getting ourselves sick and getting other people sick and all that good stuff. All right. Sally McCoy, Public Health Supervisor, Epidemiologist Stephen Everett from the Yavapai County Health Department in the studio today. We're talking about the flu. Stick around, Countywide, back in just a couple minutes.
Breakthrough Medicine's Dr. Shada Sina offers comprehensive hormone testing and customized hormone therapy with a focus on lifestyle medicine, weight loss, allergy drops, brain and digestive health, seasonal detox, and nutrition. Dr. Sina is a referral physician for Suzanne Summers, specializing in bioidentical hormones for men and women. Breakthrough Medicine is located in Cottonwood's Hot Yoga Plaza. Call for a 15-minute complimentary new patient consultation, 928-649-0269, or visit online at breakthrough-medicine.com.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back to Countywide. We're talking about this year's flu season with epidemiologist Stephen Everett and public health supervisor Sally McCoy from the Yavapai County Health Department. So we got an H1H3. That's this year's flu.
Yep.
Right. Do we have enough vaccine made?
Yes.
We got enough. Okay. Because there was a year where we didn't have enough. It was like, oh, there's going to be a shortage.
Yes.
This year we've got enough.
And of course, because there was a shortage, even more people wanted the vaccine.
Of course. Oh, yeah.
So.
If it's a shortage, then you definitely want to have it, yeah. So I think we've gone over how they're made, incubated in eggs and all that. And
yeah, though this year they've introduced a new one that's incubated in cells. Mm-hmm. So people with egg allergies, they wouldn't be infected as they would with the regular vaccine.
Incubated in cells?
Yes.
How do you do that?
I'm not sure. It's some sort of, was it recombinant?
And if we could do that, why even use eggs anymore?
Well, it's a fairly new technology. It's the first year they've introduced it.
We've never talked about it before. Yeah, this is the first year. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but if that's not available, people with egg allergies, if they just have a mild allergic reaction, CDC does recommend them to go in and get the shot because the flu. Getting the flu is going to be a lot worse than just the hives, which can be controlled by Benadryl. But always good to check with your doctor first.
Yeah, I would say so. Right. Yeah, if you got an egg allergy. I don't think anybody has a cell allergy, though, right? We've all got cells.
Yeah, so hopefully
I think we're okay there. Yeah. Okay, so we got plenty of vaccine this year. I asked you before the show and you answered right away. I was thinking to myself this morning, okay, so if I'm that person in Coconino County who's already got the flu, and it was like early October, late September when they had it, I would be thinking to myself, I'm like Superman for the rest of the year. I could shake hands with anybody. Heck, go ahead, cough in my face, do what you want. I've already beat the flu once this year, but that's not going to.
You beat one strain of the flu.
Okay, right.
You can get flu multiple times in the year. It's rare, but it can happen. You can actually be infected with two different strains of the flu at the same time. Each strain is different, and so your body's going to react to each one depending on how different it is from the previous strain you got sick. If you get sick with H1N1, you're probably going to be safe from H1N1 for the rest of the season. But you're still open to flu B, your H3 virus. So you're never truly 100% safe.
The flu changes every year, doesn't it? I mean, it is a living organism that can morph and change and evolve. And
yes, it mutates quite a bit every year. So that's why you have to get a flu shot every year, and the strains that are in the flu shot change. So we're always trying to play catch up with what's going around.
I've always thought it was interesting that the Northern Hemisphere studies the Southern Hemisphere during the spring and summer to see what kind of flu they get, and then vice versa. And then it just, it's this constant rotating door of what's going to be going around. And,
yes.
Sometimes you got to roll the dice and say, okay, this is what it's going to be, and do the best you can with the vaccine and stuff.
Yeah, and with the egg-grown virus, they have to have a long lead time because it takes a long time for them to produce enough eggs to produce enough vaccine. So there's times where the flu virus will change after the cutoff date, and that's usually the times when the vaccine doesn't match up very well with what's going around.
It's like predicting the weather.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of right. I mean, literally, the cutoff date's got to be pretty quick too. I mean, how much do you know how much time they actually have to study it and figure out? Okay, this looks like this is the strain.
It was about 9 months. Did you say about 6 to 9 months it takes to get enough vaccine together?
So more than half the year.
Yeah. So about 3/4 of the way through the flu season is when they'll make the final cutoff and predict what it's going to be.
Wow. Okay. All right. And we can catch the flu more than once because there's more than one strain out there.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about, maybe Sally, you can help me with this one. There are some people who are more apt to get the flu than others. I'm pretty healthy. I mean, I don't know about that. But anyways. I haven't had the flu for quite a few years now, again, knock on wood, but there are some people out there who just have some underlying health issues that probably should consider this every single year.
Right, so our elderly population, that their immune system just can't fight infections the way it used to. Our babies, that their immune systems are not yet strong enough or they're not old enough to get the flu vaccine. Anybody with immunocompromising conditions, are people living with HIV or AIDS or taking certain medications that suppress their immune system should definitely get the flu vaccine.
Okay. Dialysis, diabetes?
Mm-hmm.
Any of that, huh? Okay, so if you've got some kind of health conditions you got to go in and get checked on regularly, you probably should get a flu shot as well. Okay. All right, and pregnant women?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, between 27 and 36 weeks with every pregnancy, they should get the flu vaccine and their tetanus shot.
Is it difficult to get the flu vaccine?
No.
No?
Nope. At our health department, you can walk in any Tuesday at any one of our locations and get the flu shot. We also have flu clinics running in our rural communities all through October. You can go into the pharmacies as well and get your flu vaccine.
Can we go to the health department's website, on the county website, and find out where those, because I know there's one coming up in Cornville on Saturday. And
our list is posted online as well.
It says something about Tom Thurman on there as well. I noticed the signs as I drove in this morning that, flu shot coming up, and there's a potluck or something going on in Cornville at Windmill Park. So I think I was telling Stephen before the show started that last year when you were here, there was also that one coming up as well. So
come for the shot, stay for the food.
Yeah. Come for the shot and stay for the flu. Okay. How long does it take? Does it hurt? Are there other options than the shot?
Flu mist is available in a limited capacity this year. I know the health department, we do not have any more at all right now, but you can check with the pharmacies in your doctor's office. As of right now, for the health department, it is the shot, which is licensed for ages 6 months and older. Same dose for everybody. You'll have a sore arm, but that's about it.
Okay. Now, what about this mist? Tell me a little bit about the mist. Is that new?
It came out, came out during the swine flu pandemic back in 2009, 2010. It's a very fine mist that gets squirted up your nose. It's actually a live virus, but it's called inactivated, so it's weakened. It can't really transmit to other people unless they have some sort of immunosuppressive condition, severe one like HIV or full-blown AIDS, or getting bone marrow transplant where all the white cells are killed off. So, but it's great. If you don't like needles, it's the way to go.
It's the way to go. He just said, Stephen said before the show, that it just takes up more space in the refrigerator. So
yes.
It's a bigger package.
Yeah, it comes with the injector instead of
right. Okay.
Just a little bottle.
All right, but there's options out there, and now we're using the cells, using a cell process to That's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing stuff. Okay, every time you guys come here, I learned something a little bit new about the flu. I've always thought it's just a bug.
Yeah.
I'm down for a few days, I'm out, but there's a lot more to it than what we think. Now, there's some folks out there that will not get vaccines. They are no way vaccines. So what do we say to those folks that are saying, nope, I'm not going to get the shot. You can't put that in me. And so what's their best course of action through the winter months?
Wash your hands, stay home when you're sick, stay away from other people who are feeling sick as well.
The stuff we've been learning since kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Pretty much, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I was just telling these guys during the break, if my wife gets sick, I don't go anywhere near her. I avoid contact with her at all costs. And the same with the kids, too. That's just the way it has to be. It's hard to tell people to stay home, though, when they're sick, because there's things to be done.
Yes.
So I'm out and about. I guess we could wear the surgical mask over our face. You could wear one of those. But the Perel, the hand sanitizer, became real popular during the H1N1. I mean, you can find those everywhere, including when you walk into a grocery store. They got the stuff so you can take and wipe the card off. Just think about those things this time of year. More so than you would any other time of the year, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Washing hands is the best, but if you can't wash your hands, use the Purell or any of the other liquid alcohol mixes.
This time of year is probably a good idea to let a lot of something up in the eyes and in the nose and everything.
Stay away from your eyes.
Rubbing the eyes with your fingertips and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Avoid touching your face. And I
so
always
many
stress
rules, Stephen. So many rules.
I know.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and I always stress, for people who don't want to stay home when they're sick, if you go in and you're going to get everyone else sick, they're going to be out and you're going to have to do their work as well.
There's a good point. So if you're sick, stay home. Call in sick and They won't like you for the day, but
Yeah.
I would like it less if I got the flu from somebody who came to work and gave me the flu. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's take our second break. Sally McCoy, Public Health Supervisor, Epidemiologist, Stephen Everett from the Yavapai County Health Department in studio today. We're talking about the flu. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Hi, Todd of Todd's Appliances, your hometown appliance store. Studies have shown that when you buy from an independently, locally owned business rather than a box store, a lot more of your money stays local, therefore strengthening our community. From basic to high-end, we carry name-brand appliances. Visit our store on Main Street in Camp Verde. With same-day, next-day service, we service what we sell what we service the least. ToddsAppliances.com, 567-3062.
Hi, I'm your host, Smokey Cole Bear. Filling in for Smokey, because after 75 years of...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Turns out there's much more to say. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless, dumping our used barbecue coals willy-nilly. Guess the song was wrong. We did start the fire. That's why I respect Mother Nature and her trees, whether coniferous or new car scented. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back to Countywide. Just a few minutes left of the program. All right. Is there... Now, you said the health department is out of the mist. I imagine a lot of people want to use the mist. It sounds like it's a pretty pleasant way to inoculate yourself for the flu as opposed to getting...
Very
a lot of people don't like shots.
Yep.
You're probably not the most pleasant person to see, Sally, when you're walking up with a shot.
Until after I give it, and they're glad that it didn't hurt that bad.
Yeah, I asked Sally if it hurts, and she said, well, no, of course it doesn't hurt. I'm giving the shot. So, okay, so that's nice. It only takes a couple seconds. Roll up the sleeve, boom, shot, you're done. But the health department's not the only place I can go to get a flu shot and get treated for the flu.
Not at all.
No.
You can get it. All the major pharmacies carry it. Your doctor's offices. You look around hard enough, you find it pretty easily.
There's signs all over the place right now. Get your flu shot, get your flu shot, get your flu shot. I think grocery stores are even doing something.
Yeah, the grocery stores that have pharmacies, and then we'll do it.
Yeah.
Walmart, with the pharmacy there, will do it. So, very easy to get.
It's relatively inexpensive, isn't it? $25?
Yeah, but $25, but usually if you have insurance will pick it up. So usually it doesn't cost anything.
Okay, all right. And then the flu is probably more costly because it's just awful to have. We got some clinics coming. We talked about the one coming up in Cornville on Saturday, but there's other ones that are kind of outreach that the supervisors have set up, you said.
Right, so on this side of the mountain, we have Saturday at Windmill Park in Cornville from 1 to 4 p.m. On Monday, we have the Beaver Creek Adult Center down in Rimrock from 11 to 1. And then on Tuesday, we have Supervisor Garrison's Town Hall in the Village of Oak Creek from 5 to 6 p.m.
Okay, and is there a cost?
There is no cost. Bring your insurance card. If you have it, we'll bill them. You won't get any bills from us if they don't pay for it. If you don't have insurance, it's provided by the supervisors at no cost.
The idea is to get everybody
absolutely
flu-free, hopefully, for the season. Now, when I do get the flu shot, sometimes you do get a little bit of the flu. We've talked about in the past, but people shouldn't be surprised that when they get a flu shot, you might feel a little groggy for a couple of days. Is that right?
It's your immune response. You can feel a little bit under the weather while your body is building those antibodies.
Okay, all right. So it's not uncommon to have a little shot of the flu.
Yeah, it's a dead virus. You're just getting the proteins, but your body will react to it. So everyone thinks that the getting like a fever afterwards as a side effect. No, that means it's working. It's your body responding to it. It's developing the antibodies, and so you're protected.
Okay, all right. And that wraps up the 2019-2020 flu chat. I can't believe it's already here. We did it already. Stephen, thank you so much for coming in.
No problem.
Sally,
My pleasure.
nice to have you back. All right, Yavapai County Health Department Epidemiologist Stephen Everett, Public Health Supervisor Sally McCoy. That was today's Countywide. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will talk to you again next time.